do they?
No.
Anyway, we're here at we're pre-taping here. Am I supposed to say we're pre-taping? We're pre-taping here, so I'm going to make a lot of predictions. What's
live.
happen for the next week. It's I'm not going to say when we're taping it, but let's do a lot of Super Bowl talk. No, it's August. Let's just say it's August. It gets confusing when you try to figure out what you're talking about. I mean, it's the eclipse day. You worried about the eclipse?
No one's going to go blind.
We're here with Florentine and Chad Zumock. Chad, what kind of a name is that? First of all, Zumock's like a real Polish, like fucking blue collar, and Chad's like a total name. So.
Yeah, it's just a weird name.
So your parents couldn't make up their mind. Like, we want to make him a steel worker, or we want to make him a soccer player? Chad.
Well, my name was good. My mom wanted to name me Elvis Presley. Well, Elvis because she loved Elvis Presley.
Yeah.
So she was talked out of it. So Elvis played a character named Chad in a movie called Blue Hawaii. So that's my existence because she loved Elvis so much.
Yeah.
So I'm Chad.
He's the only Chad I met that's not a douchebag.
Yeah.
Because that's like a douchebag name.
The other guy was mad at you the other night. The guy from the cellar.
Oh, yeah. That guy didn't like me.
Yeah. What'd you say to him?
I was just joking. I was like, can I tape the whole time?
Oh.
And he got furious with me.
Guy's always.
Yeah. So Kevin got me into the.
That guy's so. You know, one of the guys from Workaholics came by.
Okay.
He was out front. He wanted to just come and watch the show. The guy kept going, no, you can't come in. You can't come in. So I didn't want to jump in because the guy likes me, so I don't be like, no, he's cool, because it's not my business anyway. I don't watch the show. I just know who he is, you know. So, and then fans were like actually recognizing the guy. It's the short guy.
Adam Devine. He's a movie star.
I don't know if it was him, but anyway, so people were recognizing him. Go, oh, I know that dude. He goes, you got to go upstairs. So he made him go talk to get him vouched upstairs by like Esty or whoever was upstairs. So I knew he wasn't going to be pressed by you, whatever the fuck you were saying.
So
you said,
what
can
did
I
he
tape
say
the
when
whole
you
show?
said, "What can I tape the whole show"? What did he say?
I was walking in. I was like, hey, can I tape the show? And he goes, you want to get thrown? Like, he started yelling. I just kept walking away from him. Like, I figured if I go in the comedy club, he's not going to come chase me because, you know, you don't want to disrupt what's going on stage.
So he was yelling like you want to get thrown out.
He was raising his voice.
Yeah.
He goes, he's friends with you. I go, I don't know if it's friend, but I'm familiar with his work.
It's another strike on Kevin at the
Comedy
Cellar.
And then people go, and then somebody goes, I thought you didn't have any friends. I go, this is why I don't have friends, because they're fucking troublemakers. You know what I mean? They create headaches for you. Anytime I bring a friend to the show, or my sister was gonna invite her friends from Chicago or whatever. So I said, don't be late, because they were like on standby or whatever. Don't be late. Anyway, of course they're late. They give them like a 4-top or whatever. 2 show up on time. 2 show up late. 2 are walking in while I'm on stage. I'm like the third act on the show. They're walking in. I'm on stage. I hear them say to the 2 people that are already at the table, "Is this him?" I can hear it. So the whole fucking crowd can hear him. So I'm like, this is why I don't do anything for anybody. Even my brother's coming to the show this Saturday. Thank God I'm out of town. Huh?
Neil?
Yeah, Neil. I'm trying to get Neil tickets for the show. Dad loves to bring up Neil, like he thinks my head's gonna explode if I hear the fucking name Neil. Even when people go Neil down, I go, what? What? I just can't hear it. Like, I'm not that out of control. The other day I was out of control on the MLC podcast.
Oh, for those of you that
But I was really amped because of what happened the day before. My wife my wife wants a divorce anyway. She didn't even hear that show, and she's like ready to fucking. She threatened me the other night.
if she hears that show, it's going to put her over.
What'd she say?
She goes, the other day, she's like, you talk shit about your kids. I go, I don't talk shit about my kids. And then I did call them cunts that show.
Yeah, you did.
But then I go, just like, you know, as the British say, it wasn't like anything personal. Like,
Yeah, I mean, that's what you got to do. What are you going to do? Say how great they are?
plus it's right. What kind of a show was that?
It's no show.
So I tell my wife, I go, what kind of a show? And she goes, well, she's a big Howard Stern fan. I go, Howard Stern didn't start out interviewing Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah.
He had trannies on. He had freaks, midget porn.
Yeah. Florentine?
Yeah, and Florentine.
And then trashed everybody like along the way until he started getting real guests.
Right.
He would always do that. His neighbors, he'd have to go to a party, he'd talk about the next day on the air.
Would?
Oh yeah, always.
My wife's an idiot. She's like, she goes, why do you have to try? I go, that's the show. You really think people are gonna listen to me? Go like, I got a terrific wife. I can't even say it. I got a terrific wife. I got great kids. Oh, they're doing real good with camp. Like, what kind of a fucking show is that? Like, she's a lunatic, but she's like, she goes, Howard. And she goes, and Howard says he feels much better. Like he's much more. I go, it's an act. I go, he used to be a fucking douchebag, and that's how he got his name. And now everybody thinks he's like a national treasure. So now he don't have to be a dick anymore. I'd love to not be a dick. I'd love to be talking to fucking Brad Pitt instead of fucking Florentine. That's to drag his son in with him. I mean, I love Luke, but come on. Talk about a fucking cock block.
No, I get it.
No. You don't care what I say, right?
No, I don't. No, not at all. No,
anyway,
but,
am I right? I mean, that's the show. That's how Howard Stern would have never been anything.
I don't know when your wife started listening.
Even though no, she started listening way after the fact.
Right, because after he got divorced, he wasn't allowed to talk about his wife on the radio anymore. That was part of the deal.
That was part of the deal.
So he couldn't talk about that. But when he was married I think he got divorced like 98. So from when I started listening, like 88 to 98, that's all he did was bitch about his wife, his kids, and going to functions that he didn't want to go with parents. You know, go to a school play or go next door because it's a party.
That was
the show every day.
It wasn't a celebrity show.
And his wife would call in. He's like, "Why'd you make me go there? I don't like those people and this and that, and I want to stay in the basement." That was the whole show until he got celebrity guest. But then he couldn't talk about it. He got the girlfriend who he married, Beth, and now it's a different show. But that was the whole show.
So I try, and I go. Even last night, I'm talking. I go. You think I want to be screaming all the time? Like, I'm like, I want to do like a civil. I want to do and then I try to listen to other people's podcasts. Everyone's auditioning for NPR. Everyone's got like the sexy. You know what I mean? Every podcast starts like, "Hey, here we are." I'm like, what? Every show's the same. Like, even I give a show a chance, and it's just like sexy voice guys. You know what I mean? Trying to be.
Which podcast don't you like?
I try to listen to everything, and then after like a minute, I go, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done. I can't even.
What about Mark Maron? Do you like him?
No, I try to listen to him for real. I'm not even kidding. I try to listen to him with Pete Correale.
Yeah.
And when he asked Pete Correale where he was from on Long Island, I just wanted to blow my brains out. I'm like, I don't give a shit where Pete Correale's from. Like, I don't like him. He's a fucking pothead. Every time I see him, he's drunk or high. I'm like, where's he from? What'd your dad do? Pete, what'd your dad do? Like, how could I give a fuck about what Pete Correale's dad did on Long Island? Massapequa. I mean, I think the towns are funny too. Massapequa and all this Ronkonkoma. They're hilarious. But I don't give a fuck what his dad does. Am I right or wrong?
No, I'm right. I mean, I was on his podcast. Mark asked me, what my dad did, where I grew up and all that.
Yeah, because he thinks he's fucking Barbara Walters and Mike Wallace combined. You know what I mean? So he's an interview show, but I don't give. I already know Pete Correale. I just want to see. I figure I know Pete Correale. I know Mark Maron. Let me hear it. And then I hear it. I'm like, and then I was looking at Joe Rogan stuff, and he was interviewing Billy Burr, and Billy Burr comes in. He goes, Billy, why are you all dressed up? I go, I can't. It's like listen to Bobby Kelly. Like, I know Rogan's huge and Billy, so I'm not gonna trash him. But it's like, I think I know comics too well. You know what I mean? That I don't find it. People think when two comics are together, it's always. And the show probably was great because they must be entertaining if they both have these huge podcasts. But the point is that, like, when I know comics too well, The last time I sat down with Bobby Kelly, he goes, "What's with your eyebrow?" I go, "Yeah, what's with my eyebrow? What's with my fucking eyebrow? Not both, the left one." So it's like when Rogan says to Bill Burr, "Hey, what's with your?" He goes, "What's with your jacket?" All I heard was Bobby Kelly said to me, "What's with your eyebrow?" So, and then I turn it off. I try, like, I really try, but I'm a snob. You know what I mean?
I think, other comics don't want to listen to other comics be interviewed. Maybe it might be interesting that
the fans love
not so much another comic.
Yeah, the fans love it. So, yeah, and you're right. So they want to hear especially two big comics, they want to hear how they interact,
Right.
But they're friends anyway. So that's like a.
So people are tuning into this right now.
No, but I'm saying they're friends, so it almost, to me, it creates like almost like too casual atmosphere. You know what I mean? Like if Maron has like Obama on, or you know what I mean, where it's like a real interview. But if he's interviewing, I can't even imagine Maron interviewing Obama and then talking to fucking Pete Correale for like even a half a second.
Yeah. I don't want to be that guy that had to follow Obama.
Yeah, be like, and now we got Pete.
It was Voss. Voss was on the week after Obama. Yeah,
okay. I could see Voss because he can really fucking lather it up with that, do extra spitting and extra. do the extra Daffy Duck to make it real juicy. No, but I mean, I listen to guys and like I guess because they're not like, to me they're like mortals. You know what I mean? Like I listen to Burr and Rogan together. It's like, I mean, I know both those guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't think I know they're huge, but I don't. You know, it's hard for me to be like. It'd be one thing if it was like a band or whatever, like Led Zeppelin or.
No, I do the same. When my podcast, it's just me and I'm ranting for 45 minutes to an hour. And
The one on the Riotcast Network?
Yeah, I'm Riotcast. Okay. With the paywall, yeah. And
how's that paywall doing?
It's pretty good. I mean, it's it pays.
But you don't have to split it with 6 people.
No, I only have to split it. It all goes to me. So
They get bonus episodes for like $2 a month.
yeah, I mean, I paid
Pretty good deal.
Paid for a pair of Luke's shorts that I got at Old Navy for $5. So it's going good. The paywall.
I was in Pittsburgh with Bobby Kelly in June, and he was actually bitching about his own paywall because he was saying he's going to go to Patreon because
Really?
yeah, because he said paywalls they're not, everyone pays $3.99 or whatever the paywall is, and some people will pay more. You know what I mean? If a Patreon, they donate what they want.
Right.
So the paywall, you basically no matter what they can afford, you're basically saying pay $2.99, and they're really not getting anything. You know what I mean? So this is I mean, you could say there's extra content, but there's so much free content out there. They're like, what is the extra content?
Yeah.
When he said that, I was like, he said it on a radio, so there's like proof that he said it. So it justified my fucking terrible attitude about the paywall, because I was gonna have to split it with Lenny and then Riotcast and throw Liz a couple of bucks. You know what I mean? So by the time I get it, it'd be like 50 cents. I wouldn't even I wouldn't even be able to get a pair of shorts for my kids.
Probably less.
Yeah, like so go to the thrift shop or whatever. Am I right, Chad? That's shaking like a crackhead.
But people don't like I was getting back to. So if I have a guest on, people don't like it on my podcast. They just want me on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they don't want another comic on. I don't do too many comic interviews once in a while. And even I've had Metallica on my podcast. I had David Lee Roth on my podcast. And people are like, dude, just go back to ranting.
Didn't you get criticism when Kevin was on your podcast? Was there some criticism? Like,
I don't think so.
Oh.
Thanks, Chad.
I was asking.
Try, Chad.
I'm just asking questions.
Oh, I mean, if they're gonna bitch if Metallica's on, of course they're gonna bitch if I'm on. They'd be like, couldn't you get Neil?
How'd you meet Florentine?
Neil is going to be on next week on my podcast.
Oh, exclusive.
Yeah.
Neil wouldn't say anything anyway. Neil thinks he's like Howard Stern. I'm like, I'm above the fray. You people fight it out down there. I'm above the fray. I'm dealing with fucking John Legend, and like I got a fucking blind co-host now. This fucking blind guy. You know what I mean? Like I'm not doing that great.
Well, yeah, Neil's got stuff going on, so he's like, whatever.
No, Neil's like, I don't even talk to little people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So whatever. Anyway.
How'd you meet Florentine? I never knew how you guys met.
I just met him at a club, I guess.
Yeah, probably. I don't remember the first time.
Okay, I didn't know.
I don't think we ever did a gig together, did we? When we started out,
not too
gigs
many.
with any of you guys.
Comic strip, though. I think I was at one. Is taping his HBO one, the half hour you did. Yeah.
That was a good year. It was like it was Bill Burr, wasn't it? Jim Norton.
It was Norton, Patrice. I think it was Patrice. Louis C.K.
Yeah, Norton, Patrice, Billy Burr, Bonnie, a couple of guys I never. Earthquake, a couple of guys from Europe that no one ever heard from again. They had to mix it up or whatever. I don't know. So some of them are doing better than other people. I have a blind co-host and fucking Louis C.K. It still blows me away that Louis C.K. is selling out arenas. Like it's even now. I'm like, is this really like? I saw him the other night.
You're doing better than Patrice, man.
A little bit better. My wife would be happier if I was as dead as Patrice, because she would get that nice check and she'd be fucking somebody by the end of the week.
You think so? What kind of what? You got life insurance?
Huh? Yeah. I bet she's got people lined up.
Well, do you?
Absolutely got,
You have people lined up?
Yeah, a couple girls on the train today. The train was crazy on the way in.
Hot chicks?
No, it was crazy. Not just in my corner. There was 2 crazy hot girls. Crazy hot. And then they get mad if I stare at them. Like what are they thinking?
Oh, I know. If you're gonna dress like that, it's good.
What are they really thinking? You're gonna dress like that? It's hot, okay? It's hot. It's hot for me too. My balls aren't hanging out. I'm not wearing fucking edible underwear. Even Luke got that one.
Kill him with
The short shorts. One girl was wearing this thing where like I don't even know what kind of a thing it's wearing, but she basically backless, and then like no bra, and then like her thing is held. I'm like the side. There's like side tit. I'm like,
Right.
she was with her boyfriend, and she kept. I guess she kept seeing me stare at her because then she kept leaning against. She was basically hold his hand like I'm with him. I go, I don't give a fuck who you're with.
Yeah.
You could be with Mike Tyson. I'm still gonna stare.
Of course.
You fucking whore. Like, I mean, seriously. Like, I know it's hot, right, Luke? I know it's hot, but trying to keep it clean for Luke. I know it's hot, but you gotta know what you're doing. It's just weird. Like women, they don't think like that. Even my daughter, she's wearing the short shorts. I'm like, you're 9. Like she's going to the pool, but still, it's like I think women just think like it's hot. It's just how it is. Guys don't do it. My son doesn't wear he doesn't wear like short shorts. You know what I mean? So it's just I think it's in their DNA. Just like
Luke was making fun of this guy's shorts when we were walking today in the city. He's like, look how short they are. The guy had them rolled up and they were like in the middle of his thigh. He's like, who wears shorts like that?
gay guys.
Yeah.
'Cause they want other guys to notice them.
Right. No.
Because women don't notice, and so that's why guys don't do it.
Women in this area wear the sexiest stuff because they know in another month or so it's going to start getting cold and they're going to have to cover up again.
Yeah, no. So they're looking for a boyfriend, right? Before
Yeah,
they
so
have to
middle of
cover up.
October or something, they're going to have to start covering up. They've been working out. They've been in shape, and they want to show their bodies off, and they only got a few months. So they know they got like a month and a half left. And
They're advertising. Yeah.
So they're because you got Thanksgiving and Christmas coming up, and New Year's and Valentine's Day. You got 4 big ones, so they need the boyfriend before then.
Yeah, you're right.
They want the boyfriend before the holidays too for the gifts.
Yeah, exactly. And they don't want to be another holiday, another round of Christmas and Thanksgiving when you don't bring a guy around, and then New Year's Eve.
Yeah, New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve's a huge one for chicks.
So yeah, I really think he's right that like at the end of the summer, because in the summer they're like let's have a good time, let's go to the beach. But at the end of the summer they're like let me get some guy here.
Yeah.
Let me grab a guy before it gets cold. It's like a hibernation kind of a theory, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it is. And then, they know they got in October, they meet a guy, he'll do corny shit like go pumpkin picking. Yeah, he'll go out to Jersey and go fucking pick pumpkins. I'll go. Yeah, it sounds fun. He's never did it before in his life. Never
I
did.
know the shit you do when you first start dating somebody. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, even Luke doesn't want to go pumpkin picking. We went once when he was like 3 and he was bored. He's like, let's get out of here.
Yeah, can I bring the iPad?
He's like, don't they sell pumpkins at Target outside? Can we just get one there?
It's true though.
We can get home. He even knows.
We got a comedian friend back where I'm from named Joe Howard. He's a big fan of yours, by the way.
That he is.
And
First of all, you said like 5 comics said last week's MLC was the best one they ever heard. Did they tweet it or they
just
lose
came up to me?
They lose their Twitter account? Tell them to tweet it.
They came
Tell
up
them to
to me.
retweet it and tweet it.
I think they're probably scared.
It's like, huh?
They're
No,
scared.
everyone's like scared to be associated with it. Be like, I like it, but I can't tell nobody.
Yeah.
Tell people.
You're like Trump. You're like Trump in a podcast. If you're like Trump, you're not supposed. You can't talk about it. You got to keep it to yourself.
It's a secret.
Yeah, you got to keep it to yourself.
Well, that's why I asked Chad. I go, how'd you hear about my show? He goes, I said from Florentine, or he goes, no. He goes, I think I just heard it. People are talking about like, do you hear what Brennan's saying on the show?
Yeah.
It was like lunacy or
I
whatever.
heard the episode when you were on Opie with Jim, and I texted Jim in the car. I go, this is unbelievable. And it was just like the floodgates were open. And as soon as I heard you had a podcast, it was great.
It was funny because I think I told you with Tom Pop, that first one I was on when I told Tom Pop I have. He goes, he texts me, he goes, what'd you say about me on the show? And I go, nothing. He goes, because he said he was listening to the show, and then his wife called, so he got distracted. And then when he went back on the show, he heard his name. I go, nothing. I didn't say nothing. Then I'm like, I sent him a long text, like, I love you. I was just talking a lot of shit. So I think he listened because I didn't hear back from him again. And the next couple of times I saw him, he was like weird, but he's anyway. So
is he all right now with you?
Yeah, he's all right now, and now he just doesn't care,
But that's not really an insult. You basically said like he barbecues and shit like that, like he's a half a. So it's like,
No, I said, like I've been to his house his beach house, his family's beach house in New Jersey, and then even he was weird to me in California. So I was basically just saying when you see people in California, like if I saw Chad in California, you'd be like, hey man. Come on, Chad.
I would totally
like if he saw me at the Improv or whatever.
Because he'd be looking over your shoulder to see who else is there.
Yeah, he'd be with his crew, Aziz and whatever, and then he'd see me and be like, hey, what's up, Neil's brother? You know what I mean? He'd be like a total diss, because that's the whole thing in LA. It's like total diss factory.
That's not true. I tried to hang with him, and he was so uncomfortable with it. Like this over the weekend. You were miserable.
Where was I hanging with you?
The Cellar, Comedy Cellar.
Oh, when
you don't want friends
after the show.
You're always saying people don't want to hang out. You don't want people hanging out with you. I could tell.
Awkward.
Yeah, and they actually he gets off stage at the Village Underground. He kills, by the way.
Oh, that was terrible. That was a terrible show. I fucking hate that place.
But you killed.
I didn't kill.
How well do you want to do?
My kill and your kill are two different things.
All right, well, then your kills.
I'm getting
on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best, what was your set?
like a 3.
Okay,
I almost had a meltdown.
8.
I almost had a meltdown that set because like the band's up there with you and they know all your jokes, and like I'm having trouble writing jokes lately because first of all my wife's working, so I can't do weekday sets usually, and then I don't even want to. I have to fucking run into Mark Norman and fucking Dan Soder. Like, you know what I mean? Like fucking kids and the JV. I don't fucking need that. So I can't do weekday sets. So I go up there and I'm doing like 3 fucking shows a week on his podcast, you know, different podcasts and guest spots or whatever. So my act's a mess. And plus, I don't even want to write jokes because to me, you can back me up. Jokes are like almost, you know, compared to a podcast. In a podcast, I can say whatever I want. Where in a joke, I got to be like, "Am I right, ladies?" You always need approval, and I get sick of it.
Your podcast is basically like your live stand-up act, and your comedy act is like a TV show. You're on a sitcom,
right?
Where you got to play it safe,
right? And you got to worry about like every kind of reaction, and especially in a city. The city's a mess. So I'm up on stage. And I know these women, they're like, they're horrified by me because I'm not like a retard like Joe Mackey. You know what I mean? Like, I'm from Pennsylvania. I'm Amish. I can't even tie my shoes. I use that Velcro stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
Burning bridges, Chad. Join in whenever you want.
So
no, you can't. You can't be like, yeah. You have to. You can't. You have to be like, I'm a snowflake too. Either a snowflake or half a tard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because then you're not a threat to them. So if I go up, I'm like a little. Plus, I told my wife the other day. I go. Listen. I'm up there. I'm basically. I just came. I was like doing a couple. I did like 3-4 weeks out of town, and it's fucking joyful because everyone's married. Everybody has a kid. Everybody at the cellar. Nobody has a kid. Nobody has a. You know, they don't have kids. They're not married. So I'm talking to basically nobody. Even though I'm from here, I feel like Todd Barry.
No, Jim actually.
You're right. I mean, it definitely. I
feel like I can't relate. The crowd can't relate to me, and then I fucking hate them because of it.
It works better on the road where you're more honest on stage and telling jokes. They get it because, like I said, they're married, they're miserable. You know, they only get out a couple times a week. So
they're laughing at your. They're like because they need to laugh because they're where these people come to the Comedy Cellar. That's like the scene. They think it's cool. Then they think they're going to see Louis. If they don't see Louis, they want to fucking kill themselves. You know what I mean? Then they see you. The best is when the MC goes, your final act tonight. And I'm like, oh, shit, because I'm not famous. You know what I mean? And I know the crowd's like, we couldn't even get Neil?
Well, you know what I do to torture the audience at the stand? Ron Bennington usually hosts there, right?
Yeah.
So Bennington will bring me up. We have this thing. He goes,
hosts on the weekends?
Yeah, usually, yeah.
Oh.
So he'll bring me up and we trick the audience. He goes, okay, this next guy goes, he goes, you never know in New York City who's going to stop by. He goes, did anyone see the movie Trainwreck? And the place goes nuts. Ladies and gentlemen, Jim Florentine. And the crowd is miserable. Even Jeffrey Gordon's like, why would you want to do that? Just you're already putting yourself in a hole. I go, I love that because then all the women are like looking. They're like, holy shit, Amy's here. They're looking around. Then they see me walk on stage.
So
like,
at least
this guy?
At least the stand's a smaller room, so you can kind of control that better. The Village Underground's a big room. So if you lose them, it's not easy to get them back because it's like again, it's the women. The guys, they don't give a shit. The guys still like my act. The women are like, this guy, he doesn't know the rules, the new rules, because there's definitely new rules.
Yeah.
For these women, they want it the way they want it at work, where you're like, you got to say this kind of thing. And again, if you want to say like the joke's a little bit darker, you should be a little bit retarded. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because then you could pull it off that way.
Then you're like, what did I say? Like fucking Chip Chipperson when he says something and he goes, what did I say? You know, it's almost that thing. Like, did I speak out of that? So I can't. I'm basically like that night I was gonna kill. That's why I walked right out.
Yeah.
I was, Chad goes, good set. I go, get the fuck out of here. I almost punch him right in his big, dumb fucking Iowa head.
No, this girl told me, she came to my show in Philly this past weekend. She goes, you're like a guy. She goes, I like you. You're a guy's guy on stage. You're a likable dick on stage.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, perfect. I go, I just, I'm not going to kiss anybody's ass. I'm just going to tell it like the way it is.
Album, Likable Dick.
Likable Dick. I like that.
No, it's true, but they don't. But they're not used to it because they're like I've said it a million times. But like at their job now, the women who have an office job, you can't even be a likable dick because you'll get called into HR and you'll get fired.
Absolutely.
So guys can't even make the old jokes that they used to make. You know what I mean? Like that joke Patrice had about like women and men shouldn't be working together because it's too much for the guy. So you say to the woman like when you go to lunch, you mind if I smell your seat? You know what I mean? Like just like a funny joke, So, because guys do things like that.
Of course.
Like, I don't want, like, that's such a great joke because it's not even disgusting. It's like, he's not sniffing your ass. He wants to smell your seat.
Right.
So it's out of respect for you and your body. Like, it's nothing personal. I just want to smell your seat, But you can't even make jokes like that anymore because you'll get fired. So guys are trained, and even a lot of guys in the audience are trained to be like, yeah, you can't. Come on, dude. Like, they'll laugh, but they know it's wrong.
Right. They'll know it's wrong. And so, yeah, I mean, you try to tell them, look, you're not at work. You're coming here. It's dark. Nobody knows each other. It's okay to laugh.
Yeah.
You're not going to get fired to laugh at anything I say. Sometimes I have to tell the crowd that.
Yeah.
One thing that bothers me, and
Plus, at the Village Underground, it's a lot of big groups. Like any big group that tries to get a seat, try to get a reservation at the Comedy Cellar, they send them all there. And a lot of the big groups are women because they like to travel in packs.
Right.
And they make a big like social event out of it. We got tickets in a month and a half, and then they all get pumped up. And then if it's me, they're disappointed. I'm like, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed. I'm here that I'm at this fucking shithole. I don't even make enough money to pay my fucking kids' camp. I'm supposed to be happy? And yes, I mean when I said about Joe Mackey. Go ahead.
And then they're looking at you like, oh yeah, I know this guy. Reminds me of an asshole neighbor.
He's the unlikable dick.
But that's what the women are saying, like, because he's up there telling those
this
jokes.
guy. I could see their faces. Like, even when people laugh, I see the women like, especially if they're dykes, huh? What's with the dykes? No, I'm kidding. But I think lesbians usually even have a better sense of humor than regular white women.
On the road, it's working better, your act.
It's killing.
Yeah, because
that's the part. It's like killing. Yeah. And even when I get bored, I talk to the crowd, and they're even talked out because all the MCs talk the shit out of them. If you're like the fifth guy in the show, you can't talk to the crowd because they've already talked to everybody. You know what I mean? On the road, I can watch the show. I'm not coming, so I can see if the MC or the feature talked to the crowd, or I can see if they did talk to the crowd. I know the information about the crowd, but I don't have time to watch the Comedy Cellar fucking show. And a lot of times there's no seats, right, Chad? You try to get a seat the other day, you got to stand like a fucking black guy at a fucking rap concert. I always like when guys go to rap. I was saying this last week. I always like when people go to rap concerts. They'll be like, someone was shot. I'm like, yeah, that's what rap concerts are for. To get shot. How can you be shocked if you go to a rap concert and you're shot?
It's true. It's like going to a metal concert and there's a big, pit.
Right.
And
you get a broken nose.
You get a broken nose. You're like, yeah, well, what do you think was going to happen?
What do you think was going to happen? Speaking of that, I was trying to write a joke about how, when when all this Trump stuff was happening, all the alt-right stuff was happening last weekend, people are like, what am I going to tell my kids? I'm like, first of all, your kids don't give a shit. You know what I mean? All these parents trying to be superheroes, like, what am I going to tell my kids? I'm like, first of all, it's like I treat it like a don't ask, don't tell. You know what I mean? Or you know what I mean? Like your kids don't care, right? Do you tell Luke about stuff?
When Trump won, what'd you say? What did you tell him when Trump won?
He said, who won? I said, Donald Trump.
My kids don't like Trump because they go to school in Jersey City. And I think the teachers kind of they basically say he's not good because my son will look at Donald Trump like in the news or in like an ad and be like Donald Trump, he's a fucking automatic punchline. You know what I mean?
Well, Luke was wiping his ass with Hillary Clinton toilet paper. My brother got him. Yeah, it was in our bathroom.
For real?
Yeah, he's like, I don't like that lady, and then he would get mad if the shit didn't get on her face.
Really?
Dad, come on, because I would help him.
Where'd you even buy that? You bought it online?
It was like a Spencer's or something. My brother got it for him.
Oh, that's classic.
So we had it in the bathroom. If we had some friends coming over, my God, we got to change that out. I don't want to deal with it.
So he wouldn't. So he was anti-Hillary.
Yeah, he's like, I don't like that lady. I'm like, yeah, you shouldn't.
Hillary was. She was going to be a terrible president. So we were basically screwed this time. I didn't even vote this time.
Yeah, 4 years. Who cares? 4 years will go by. It'll be somebody else. No big deal.
I like seeing bomb North Korea just for the fucking story. You know what I mean? Just watch those Koreans run again like it's Godzilla. Did you know they get some fucking awesome Facebook Live shit, right? When the fucking with that fucking mushroom cloud.
Yeah, the big cloud.
No, because I mean, why not? Why not just if you're going to be a lunatic, just fucking do it, you know, or at least drop one in the water.
Yeah.
You think? Yeah.
Or just be like, and then the next one, you know, like a warning shot, like the next one we missed on purpose. Drop one like 50 miles off the coast or whatever.
Right.
And go like, because we could have hit you if we wanted to. Because you know their missiles are not going to do anything. They're not going to hit us, right?
No, they're going to be duds. Like
Yeah,
they're going to fireworks.
Yeah. So this whole thing of like, oh, look at what they got. They got nuclear missiles. I'm like, we got thousands of them.
I saw some report like if they launched them, we already have it. They're detonating in space before they even come near the coast.
Where'd you watch that?
It was on the news.
We'll blow it up, or they'll blow.
Yeah, we'll blow it up. We already have detonator. Like we'll blow the missiles up.
The only good news about that was they said it might be able to hit California, which I wouldn't have a problem with. You know what I mean? Because then I could probably headline the Denver Improv.
I can't get in there either.
Because I use all those LA comics because it's cheaper, and
I want to do the punchline in San Francisco.
Oh, well, you can't. You got.
I can't because you got to be from. You can't be from the East Coast. And
no way. You got to
maybe 2 weekends a year.
Black dicks. No, they'll bring a tell out there because he's been out there for years.
And Norton will do it. There'll be like 4 or 5 guys. Other than that, you got no shot.
Because they can pay them nothing because it costs nothing to fly up there and they could drive or whatever. So yeah.
Just did the punchline in Philly. It's a good room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where is it?
Really?
Yeah, it's about I don't know, about an abandoned warehouse.
Is it?
No,
it's
not.
In a bad neighborhood.
They're building it up. It's where that Sugar Shack or whatever that fucking
near the
casino
water
is. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That casino was great because everybody who won got robbed on the way to the car. Even Keith was like, I don't fuck with that place.
Oh, really? He won't go there?
Because it became like a thing. Like people, like there was like gang members, like they would just watch somebody win and they would follow you to your car and fucking rob you.
Makes sense.
It makes absolute sense. It's almost like nothing makes more sense in the world than to get robbed. You know what I mean? That's when Atlantic City got rough too, when people were just getting murdered and shit. When they would win because everyone makes a big commotion and then how are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? They can't hold your money for you.
Have you ever got robbed?
Because they could just watch a guy collect his money at the fucking
No, because if you win, everyone goes, yay! Like a bunch of Lennies, yay! and then everybody knows who won. You can't hide it, you know? And then you go like, and then you see a black guy, and you see some people like, hey, good luck. And then one black guy it's like me following the
You know it's a black guy, though.
It's always a black guy.
Oh, it's kind of stereotyping.
When was the last time a non-black guy, unless he's Puerto Rican, when was the last time where you saw like something in the news or like this guy, something weird, the guy was murdered and then, you know, he's robbed and then you see the picture, you're like, I used to do that with ESPN because when the things would load slower, like I'd be reading it on my computer or whatever.
Right.
Like a NFL athlete did something stupid, like got caught with like 500 pounds of marijuana. And then you'd be reading the story, and then the picture would come up slowly, and it was always a black guy. Like, I don't know if it's a coincidence. I don't know. People go, oh, well, you know, it's because a lot of black guys are in the NFL. I'm like, yeah, but a lot of white guys are still in the NFL, and they didn't, especially like 10 years ago, and nothing ever happened to white guys.
I mean, it's...
I asked Keith Robinson, I go, name a situation. He goes, and then he named like something. It was just... You know, you have to go to like Ryan Leaf or something so random, you know, and he was.
You got Tom Brady deflating balls compared to, you know, Elliott on the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
Just beating up their girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last week I did Godfrey's show over on Sirius XM Urban Channel. And it was unbelievable the amount of people were caught. The topic of OJ came up, and it was unbelievable how people are still celebrating that as a victory for the black race. I didn't understand why that was the case.
How's it still a victory?
They said, we won. People were calling in saying, we won.
Well, yeah, because, there was a lot of cases where black guys got railroaded and were found guilty that really weren't. So that was...
my argument was OJ turned his back on the whole black community. Like, he hated the black community.
Yeah, but
years, yeah. He was all his friends were white people.
All of them, yeah.
So I was like, he's not
dating white women.
Yeah, he didn't represent you.
I know, but they still he was a
celebrity.
So famous, but they said we got to take a side.
Yeah,
so I didn't know he turned his back. Well, they're used to that. Like, you know, as soon as you start dating white women, they're used to it. Like,
OJ was an Uncle Tom.
Yeah.
And then did you ever see the miniseries?
He wanted to live in Brentwood. He didn't want to live in the fucking ghetto. So, you know.
When they were going through the trial,
white chick.
Cochran went in and Africaned up his house. You remember that when they took the jurors there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
That's pathetic.
Smart.
Yeah, it was smart. Who wouldn't do that? You know, it's just like a guy that cheats on his girlfriend. He has to take those pictures out before the other girlfriend comes over. And he has them around the house. You got to switch pictures out.
Yeah, when people come visit my house, I make my kids and my wife leave because they're dark. I mean, I don't want people. I get somebody off of MySpace and have her come over. I mean, OJ, he definitely beat the system. But again, it just goes to show, like, if you're famous enough, you know, like they let Dave Chappelle smoke at the Comedy Cellar. It's illegal. Like, it's not the same thing as murder, but they don't let anybody else smoke. So, like, how about if anybody else tried to do it, especially a black person? Come on.
I think it's a performance thing because when
no, they let him smoke in a restaurant. It's illegal.
Oh, in the restaurant,
where I was sitting there with you uncomfortably the other day. Remember? Yeah. At that table, they let him smoke. They give him an ashtray. Like, they don't know that it's illegal. But they go like, well, he's famous, so. And then OJ just took it to another level where I'm going to murder my wife.
You think Chappelle just does that just to show that he can?
I think he's got problems. I think he's got problems because I think he'll say, I don't want to go outside and smoke because then people come up to me. So that makes sense. But also he's like, nobody else does it. So, and then he'll say, well, no, you know, Louis don't smoke and Amy don't smoke. But it's like, it's still weird that they go like, you know what, you gotta. I mean, here's the thing. This is a fact. If you're a black dude and you're famous and rich, you're at a different level because most black people can't even imagine being. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you're like beyond a superstar. So you get very entitled. That's why they end up punching their girlfriend because they're fucking everybody. They're fucking everybody. So the girlfriend's like, are you fucking other people? He goes, I'm in the NFL, bitch.
Yeah.
I'm in the NFL. Plus, they got concussion syndrome, so they don't even know what the fuck's happening. And their normal reaction when they get excited, they hit something because they're football players. So that's right.
Oh yeah, I mean that's a good point. That's a good theory. They think that OJ had CTE when he fucking killed Nicole.
Probably.
That dude, they're gonna study his brain when he dies. But yeah,
Probably.
they think that it definitely could have been.
So these guys are so. When you're black and you make it big, you're like beyond. You're like a fucking.
You're another race.
Yeah, and people and black people get it, and that's why like if you're a woman and you date a famous black dude, you're crazy because you're gonna eat so much shit. Guys, Neil used to tell me he was friends with John Sally. He goes, John Sally's wife would say like, just don't fuck anybody hotter than me, or she had some rule. She knew he was gonna fuck other people. He goes, she just had some rule. Either don't make her hotter, or she's got to be fatter, or something. She had some rule. He's like, okay, honey.
A lot of these.
Imagine if your wife said,
Yeah,
you know what I mean, or your girlfriend.
A lot of these chicks just want to cash in for the payday, so they'll make those rules. They'll have an agreement, like okay.
Look, they know if they pop out a kid with them, they're set for life.
Yeah.
And the child support, they don't care. They're getting these huge checks, so they'll deal with that.
Yeah. I mean,
why not
deal
deal with the fucking the plumber down the street? Are you gonna marry him?
Right.
Probably won't cheat on you, but you're gonna get.
When's the last time you met a black plumber?
You're right. No, but I'm saying the girl, even the white girl, is she gonna date the plumber that's gonna make $50,000 a year for the next 30 years?
Yeah.
Or is she gonna just get knocked up by a fucking basketball player and be set? She's gonna get $8,000 a month in child support for the rest until he's 18 years old.
The best part is we talk about the black community with no black guys here. That's my favorite part.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, like we know what's going because we want you. No, but we should have got Godfrey on because they have a total different perspective on like everything.
Yeah.
On everything. You know what I mean? Like even with the OJ thing, like they just think like OJ, well, like Florentine said, like they've been railroaded for years, so it's like this is your payback. And we only lost like one hot mom, one MILF. One MILF and a waiter. You know what I mean? So it wasn't too much to.
Sure. And then OJ got 9 years in prison. He shouldn't have got. He shouldn't have went for prison for that.
Yeah.
So he basically got 9 years for a double murder.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
That's not bad. He at least went to jail.
You're right. He probably when he dies, they probably are going to find out because even the thing in Las Vegas was so stupid. It was so, you know what I mean? It was so dumb that he's just probably dumb. He's probably got concussion syndrome and he's just making dumb decisions,
Yeah, he definitely has, without a doubt. Because you see those old clips of OJ, those helmets were so thin.
And he never went down. He would take the hit. He was big enough so he would go at him.
The Bills, so they just gave him the ball 40 times a game.
And in that cold weather, like
he won 12 every year, but he gained 2,000 yards.
So basically,
it's very interesting. I never really thought that he probably does have concussion syndrome.
Yeah,
because they're That's why maybe even thought he didn't even do it because he was just in like one of those states because they lose their memory and they don't remember what they just fucking did, you know.
So we feel bad for OJ. Is that what we're saying?
I'm saying OJ looks good.
But then when he found out that Nicole was banging his best friend Marcus Allen, that fucking, you know,
Younger version of him.
yeah, that drove him fucking.
She was
crazy.
definitely fucking.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I've never seen them like in any of the shows about him. I've never seen them say that. Like I know that it's implied, but they never said.
Cole was fucking with him though.
Oh no, she was fucking Marcus Allen. Absolutely.
But he was fucking people too.
I know, but he thought.
But again, that's like he is a superstar black dude, so he has his own rules. It's like a different credit card where you're like, I can do whatever I want because I'm like beyond made it. I'm a superstar black dude. I started from nothing, and now I'm this, you know.
See, that's what sucks for me. My plan was I was going to knock up a WNBA chick, but then I'll be making $40,000 a year.
First of all, that's not even a bad idea, Chad.
No, it's not.
No, because nobody wants to date them. It's like being a chubby chaser. You know what I mean? Like if you're a WNBA chaser, then you're gonna end up with one of them.
Yeah, you might as well.
And they're tall, so you have tall kids.
Oh yeah, raise him to be a basketball player.
Is there a Cleveland? Even if it's a girl, him.
And then, you know, you've been married for 2 years, you get divorced, and then she has to pay you child support. Like,
yeah, right.
Halle Berry's miserable because she married these two fucking loser guys.
Yeah.
One guy's like a local musician that plays at the Holiday Inn.
I thought he was bigger than that. The black guy with the
there's
dreads?
another guy too, whatever. Yeah, but he's just like a local musician guy that doesn't make any money.
Really?
Yeah, and now she has to pay him all this money. She's miserable. I'm like, yeah, how does it feel?
Yeah.
How the fuck does it feel?
She's an idiot. I mean, she's had like 8 husbands. So.
Yeah, I mean,
Cleveland
you know
chick.
that there's something wrong with her.
Something's
You
wrong
can't
with
go through too many guys like that. Like a local musician guy that fucking just gets gigs here and there, you know he'll put up with her shit. She's got to be a fucking nightmare.
Well, supposedly Wesley Snipes punched her in the ear. That's why she can't hear or whatever. That was like the big story. That
Then Davis Justice, she was married to the baseball
Yeah,
player.
and
He was getting hookers when they were married. He got caught like in Florida getting hookers when they were married.
Really?
Yeah. So she must be a dud in bed. Like if you have to get a hooker, if you're married to Halle Berry, you still got to get hookers. She's got to be a dud.
Yeah, but I think like actresses they're kind of crazy anyway. You know what I mean?
They are crazy,
I think
but
they allow themselves to be crazy because they're like, I'm an artist. I have to, you know, I have to have a lot of feelings because I'm an actress. You know what I mean? So.
Well, sometimes like our friend Joe Howard, he's a comedian. He was dating this hot chick. I mean, she was like a 10, and she was a dud in bed. He was a complete dud. He dumped her, and now he's with a girl who's pretty heavy and does everything. Just does everything, and he loves that.
Luke is perking up.
I know.
Hey, wait, but there is a theory. There is a theory to that, right? Like the hot girls aren't good and bad because they don't have to be.
usually they're not.
Yeah, and the heavier ones have to
Usually
work
they
harder.
They won't do the stuff that you know what I mean. They won't do the stuff that guys like because
If they're super hot, they're a fucking train wreck. So you can't deal with them for too long.
Personality wise or just
They're just a mess. They're just a fucking disaster. Their whole life is a disaster.
they're super hot.
Yeah, but they could be. They could be good in bed, but they're a fucking nightmare to deal with. They're good for an hour a day. They're to 23 hours the rest of the day.
What do they do? They're just annoying,
It's just annoying and just
narcissistic.
yeah, and just a mess. They can't find their keys. They lost their phone. They got fucking pulled over. They got no insurance. They're fucking. They're
They're
yelling
used
at
to
the
guys
cops.
putting up with them. They'll always find another guy.
Yeah, here, Luke.
The-
Yeah, so they're always. So they're.
A seal. Throw him a sugar stick. He'll be okay.
doesn't want
Throws
it,
it
right?
back.
Right.
He's had it.
So
Oh, wait, I got something for him.
what do you want, Luke?
Angry Kevin has
Huh? Oh, you want to talk?
Oh, he wants to talk?
Yeah.
Those two.
Okay.
Luke calls you Angry Kevin.
You want to talk? Is that what it is?
Does he like these?
Can he go to that mic over there?
You guys probably
No,
like these.
We're gonna eat lunch in a minute.
Luke, go on that mic right there.
Yeah,
Well,
Luke.
6 or a 7 is usually the best. Like that, you know, in that.
I found girls who don't have big breasts are better in bed too because they feel like they gotta maybe compensate for like not having like because a girl with like a great body can be like they don't have to try because they'll always find another guy that'll come around. I mean it takes a half an hour if you're hot to meet a guy. So all you gotta do is
I
get
know.
on the PATH train in the summer. You know what I mean?
know, absolutely, yeah.
So I just think that like if they're not, I just like the one I dated one girl. She didn't have big breasts, but she would like do anything because they got to make extra effort. This is a fact. There's a problem with these kind of theories. Like they're never going to take them up at like Oxford or Harvard to prove these theories correct. But it's a fact.
Yeah, it is. But like I told Chad, I said my next girlfriend, my full-time girlfriend that I have is going to be a quiet 6.
That's another good comedy album, Quiet 6.
Quiet 6. It's going to be like, you're like, hey, Florentine's got a new girlfriend. Is she hot? Yeah, she's nice.
Yeah.
Oh, she's cute.
It's cool. She's really cool.
She's really cool.
Wears glasses.
That's the response I want. I want to go, oh, my God, do you see she is so hot. I don't
You always want the kind of quiet girl with the glasses, and then when you get her in the bedroom, she takes those glasses off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel terrible talking about your sex life.
Then she can't, and then when she takes the glass off, she can't see how small your dick is, which is perfect.
Hey, Luke, do you want to weigh in on this?
No, take those glasses off.
Yeah, Luke, you want to weigh in on this?
Hey, Kevin, I got to tell you. So
How old's Luke? 18?
Mm-hmm. So I got to tell you. So I'm staying at Jim's house, and he has his son's.
Is that annoying when people stay at your house?
No, I got a
Does
nice
he wake up? He makes you coffee like a girlfriend. What's he do when he wakes up?
I just fucking
Low maintenance.
I don't even like staying at my mom's house.
I like people there because it's just me and Luke. Luke's only there half the week, and then it's just me. So I like people over.
It's a big old house.
You live like a farmhouse?
No, it's like regular house. I got a nice basement, and
You own it or you rent?
I own it.
Oh, well, wait. So and then you just stay there? You wake up first? What happens when
There's
you
a
wake
spare
up?
bedroom. There's a bunch of spare bedrooms, so you just crash in one. And and
Well, the point is he has.
You don't mind staying at other people's houses, right?
I don't care.
he'll sleep anywhere. He don't give a fuck.
I'm a road comic. I have.
So you have no problem sleeping at other people's houses.
Well, I was
as soon as you get there, you're comfortable. You fall right to sleep.
Well, I told him actually there was it gets to a point where okay, I need my own space. So I got a hotel in the city on Friday and took a shower, hung out, and just relaxed. Sometimes it gets on your nerves. Yeah, you're right.
Being at someone's house because you always got to be worrying about what they're doing and what you're doing.
And I'm very respectful and self-conscious of their property. I don't go out. I don't
steal anything from
respectful.
Godfrey's
I went in the
house.
shower this morning. I slipped on his load. Are we respectful?
I hate when that happens.
No.
So Monday morning, you're taking a shower, you slip on your buddy's load.
So they got, going back to what I was saying, they got Luke's foreskin. He has it in the freezer, and they keep trying to show it to me, and they think it's hilarious. I was like, I don't want to look at your son's penis foreskin.
You kept it?
Yeah, I kept it.
I didn't even know you were allowed. I don't think it was an option.
What probably wasn't. My brother-in-law was in the hospital at the time, and the doctor comes in. He goes, "I'm going to do the circumcision." I go, "Can you give us the foreskin?" He's like, "What?" I go, "Yeah." My brother-in-law likes to keep them. He saves them. He's like, "This is a joke?" I go, "No, it's serious." And I was just like, "No, it's serious." And he's laughing. I go, "No, he's just." I go, "He would like to have it." Doc's like, "I've never heard of this before, but I'll see what I can do." And he walked out. My brother-in-law's like, "What the fuck? What's wrong with you?" 20 minutes later, here it is.
Wow, it's in a thing.
Yeah, and then the nurse came
thing?
in. Nurse came in and goes, "Give me that. I got to label that." So she put Luke Florentine on it and fucking labeled it. And I put it in my, and I go, now I'm stuck with it. I can't throw it out.
Yeah,
it's been in my freezer for 6 years.
So we're at his birthday party yesterday, and he's like, he pulls it out. He's like, hey, "Look at my penis! Look at my penis!" This kid, I'm like, "No, I don't want to look.
Yeah.
I think it's illegal."
My penis. Show and tell at school.
I know.
He might need an extra inch, when he's like 17 if he takes after his dad. So I'm like, I might as well.
Wait, what is it even? It's all dried up, right?
No, it's just it's a piece of skin. It's wrapped in gauze.
Ugh. Anyway, yeah, my son.
That's what I was worried about with Hurricane Sandy because my fucking freezer was out for 10 days. I'm like, I got to find somebody. I don't want this thing to spoil.
Took it to the deli.
Yeah.
They have a generator. No, my dad. When my son was born, the doctor was like, my wife's like, should we do? Because then then they put it in your hands. I'm not a fucking doctor. You want to get it done, they said if you get it done, you have less chance of getting cock cancer or whatever. I don't know what it is, but they say it's healthier to get it done, right?
No, there's other theories on it. I probably
That's what I'm
wouldn't.
saying. So
if I had another kid, I wouldn't get it done.
Really?
Because it's better for them. It feels better when they're having sex. Yeah. If you don't.
Then you get that porn weird thing, right? Whether you got the skin and everything.
Yeah, you got to pull it back, but it's better sexually. That it numbs it a little when they cut the foreskin off. So,
it does.
It's excited. Yeah. So.
Well, I've been doing pretty good. I already come too quick as it is. So the last thing I need is to get more excited. You know what I mean?
Can we talk about your incident in Houston?
Oh yeah, that's a good
You,
one.
you weren't even there.
No, but he told me.
On Facebook Live.
No, he told me.
Yeah, tell us, Chad.
Okay, I was
Basically, in a nutshell, Chad had a threesome.
With Bert?
yeah, Bert. It was me, Bert, and some other girl. No, but first of all, thanks to everyone that came out to the Houston Improv. I don't know who's watching.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Get to the
Good
story.
reverse plug.
Yeah, good. Nobody cares.
You know who just did
Can you
that?
talk about it, or you don't want to talk
Oh, I'll
about
talk about it. It's
Yeah.
Kevin's.
No,
you gotta talk about-
Mario Joyner. Remember Mario Joyner?
Yeah.
He still opens for Chris Rock and Jerry Seinfeld.
He needs a week opener.
Yeah. No, he needs somebody who's very. He needs somebody who's very available. So he ain't got no wife. He ain't got no kids. Anyway, I just know him from Facebook and fucking Instagram. But he's like he just toured with Seinfeld there, and he's like putting out all these things like 25,000 people, 13, all these arenas that he did. He goes, I loved it. I can't wait to go back. I think I might go back and do a tour by myself. I'm like, yeah, good luck with those numbers. Sydney, 47 people.
Right.
Melbourne, 13 people. It's like they're not coming for you. They don't give a fuck. So you can pretend like you're. But if you're the opening act, they ain't coming for you.
No,
So
you might
so
pick
you
up a
can go
few
back.
fans here and there. That's about it.
Yeah. So it's not like his fucking his social media is jumping because he opened for 25,000 people. They barely remember you. Like if they see you in a, I'm not saying you. You made me think of it.
No, because
They see you in a lobby afterwards. They're like, hey, I think that guy's guy's our usher.
Yeah, they're like, oh, and you were funny too.
Hey, you were funny too.
Yeah.
But I open it up for big acts like Florentine, like Bert Kreischer, D'Elia, and those guys. Like, and every now and then you'll get a couple fans.
No, I'm not
there.
saying you don't, but I'm saying like to go to Australia, I say good luck with that.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. So I was in Houston, and
I mean, Chad, I think you're terrific.
You want to thank the
tell the
wait
story.
staff now too before you get to the story, because you already thanked everyone that came out.
Thanks, reverse. Yeah. Hey, thanks for coming out.
so comedian Bert Kreischer, his shows are all sold out, and these two
All
girls,
sold out.
every one of them. Adds third one. He's just killing it
Doesn't
right
that
now.
Fucking make you furious?
No, because he's a good dude. It doesn't. That shit
me
doesn't
neither.
bother me.
Me neither.
I don't care what anyone else does.
I don't care about Bert selling tickets.
So yeah, so
Little bit,
he's got
maybe.
kids too.
How many kids? 2
Yeah, he has 2 kids.
girls, right?
Yeah.
Heck. Anyway,
So these 2 girls were in the front row. They were big Kreischer fans. They came for
I'm gonna
Kreischer.
go piss while he's telling the story.
So they came for Kreischer, and basically what happened was they came up to the merch booth after I'm selling my CD. Bert's got
does he sell it or is he just there?
no. Bert has his shirts out, and
But who's exchanging money?
I take the cash, and the door guy does the credit cards, and Bert does the and there's
Oh,
a
Bert's just there. He's not selling. He's not moving merch.
yeah. So I help him move his merch, and at the end of the week, or Bert will just throw you $500 for helping him.
Good.
It's awesome. So these girls wanted to meet Bert. They're there for Bert, and they're like, "Can we meet Bert?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Women love Bert anyway, right? Because he's like a good guy, and he seems like a family man.
Good dad, and they
Yeah, and then women like that. Even they want to fuck you out of respect, but then fuck up your family life.
yeah. Well, he doesn't cheat on his wife,
That's what I'm
so
saying, but in general, women are attracted to like a good, not all, but a lot of women are attracted to a married guy and a family guy because they think it creates, he's like a stable guy. But they don't even understand, like they're fucking up his home life,
Right.
By being such a whore. You know what I mean? Like women are so dumb, and I'm talking to all you women out there. You're just so fucking dumb. You're like, oh, I like him. He's on the road.
rally.
I want to pay respects to what a good daddy is by fucking up his domestic situation. You fucking whores. I can finally let go because Luke went to take a dump with his dad. Jesus Christ. It's like R-rated fucking Luke. Whenever like Florentine's like, yeah, I slipped on a load and just explain it after the show. He has to explain like 25 things to his son. How old is Luke? 8 or 9 or 10 or something like that?
He just turned 7, but he took him to see Dice.
Yeah, but Dice is doing nursery rhymes. Hickory dickory dock. I wish I could do an impression. How'd that go?
By the way, Jim, I haven't even gotten to the story yet.
Jim, you ever wear shorts when you do stand-up?
No, it's weird if you.
Yeah,
wear
it's
shorts.
dumb. It's
when I open for bands, I did open for bands, and I'm outdoor. Those outdoor.
Yeah, that's
venues.
different.
I've done it.
'Cause they're not really, yeah, that's a different situation. If you wear slacks, nobody else is wearing slacks, and it's hot out, and it's summertime. But if you go to a comedy club, you wear shorts. It's like I see a lot of beginners doing that. It's a fucking beginner move. Go ahead with the story.
He's still not. Was he thanking
Keep
now?
sidetracking.
He thanking the Uber driver now? That drove you.
We
to the improv?
did a bit of a sidetrack.
Went off on women, so I had to.
Luke wants to say something though.
Right.
Go ahead, Luke. Don't ask me why I'm
it
so
that
mad.
high?
You know I'm
Right
so
there?
mad.
Yeah.
You have a question for Kevin, Luke?
You got a question for Kevin? Just talking to the mic.
When's Luke's birthday?
It was just the other day. We got the same birthday, August 18th.
You have the same birthday as your son?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Is that great or what?
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Why you have to fucking say that?
Oh!
What'd he say?
Can we cut to him?
What'd he say?
Can you repeat that, please?
Yeah, what'd he say?
Why did you fucking say that? That's what I fucking said.
About his birthday or just anything?
Anything.
First of all, you're going to get in so much trouble. You're
Who?
by his mom.
Who?
Luke, don't tell your mom what I say. First of all, it's entertainment. It's like a Game of Thrones. You know what I mean? It's like my wife's like, "Oh, I love Game of Thrones." It's like, well, it's violent. Isn't it violent? My son he couldn't sleep last night. So my wife goes, "You can't watch it. Just look at me." So it's like people are like, "Oh, it's just entertainment." This is entertainment.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I'm trying to make a point, but so is Game of Thrones. Aren't they trying to make a point? I don't watch the show. What's their point of the show?
I don't watch it either.
The people are evil? I don't know. But anyway, Luke, go ahead.
Do you like Kevin?
Yeah, I like him, but not when he's fucking angry.
Wow!
Well, then how can you like him? You said
I
you don't
like him when
he-
he's not angry.
Yeah, I'm just
It's
playing
simple.
I'm playing a character. You should let him watch.
It's a simple fucking goddamn thing.
Oh my God!
I don't care.
God, we're behind a paywall.
God, we are safe. Anyone can. The authorities can't get to this, or else they have to pay $7. Wait, it's gonna be more. They better sign up soon.
Yeah.
You like when someone's bitching like that, Luke?
Who?
Right when Kevin's doing that stuff.
Yeah, I'm just
being
goofing,
funny.
Luke.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just because people think it's funny. You ever watch Alex Jones?
Once in a while,
I don't
yeah.
even watch it with the sound on. I just like to watch him and then the clips of him are so he's like, I gotta calm down. I gotta calm down. Like one clip they just showed him and all the clip was like, I gotta calm down. But it's funny watching the guy just flip out. I don't even,
I saw the one with the guy threw the coffee on him.
Yeah, even that. Like, why is he on the street? Of course he's gonna get into a fight.
Yeah.
Famous Bill Riley clip. He goes, "I'll write it. This sucks." You know that one where he's screaming?
Bill O'Reilly?
Yeah.
What's he mad about?
He was doing like one of those shows, and the producers were recording him before the show started, and he's just yelling at everyone, just being a complete dick. It was
Oh,
great.
because his staff, he was mad at his staff?
Yeah.
It's entertaining. Watching people flip out is entertaining, I think.
Yeah.
It's like watching a football game. Like, it's violent, but it's like everybody likes it.
Yeah.
People are getting concussion and murdering their wives. Is that good? Like I said to a like Lenny, you know what I mean? Like Lenny's a snowflake. So why do you support the NFL? The NFL's very violent. He'll be like, well, I don't see it that way. Like I do. I see it as very violent. If you watch it, then you're for black guys murdering their wives.
And
Simple. It's a simple equation.
And yeah, like even the CTE stuff, the concussion stuff, that like 99 out of 100 brains.
99%.
Got donated had it. So
Yeah,
it's-
99%.
everyone's going to be screwed up.
Everybody. If you watching it, then are you for violence? Are you pro violence? I don't know. I think yes.
Hey, I want to thank the kitchen staff at the Houston Improv for a great week.
Yeah, well, I'm dying to see Chad's act. I can't wait to see his act because he was opening for fucking Bert, and Bert was Facebook Living, and so when Bert came out, I guess you were about to get done, and so Bert was walking through the room, whatever, and I heard you getting last. I'm like, I would love to hear what he's saying. Like, what can he say with a big hat like that?
No,
Like,
he
what
does
can
good. He does great on the road.
What are you talking about?
Perfect.
Your hat?
Yeah, that's it. I do about 15 minutes on the hat.
So is he talking about women? Or is it general observation?
Just go to my YouTube page.
Yeah,
You
he
can
does
watch
that. He tells stories. You know, he does sports stuff. You know, he knows a lot about sports. You know, LeBron, that shit. So no, he does well.
Yeah, but the women, you don't worry women when you're talking about sports. Women, are you going to lose the crowd?
it. Yeah, my act is not designed to get ass. It's just, I'm very self-deprecating and just talking about how crappy and all the poor decisions I've made in my life. But let me tell you the story of what happened in Houston.
Oh my God, we're still not at this story.
So wait. But Chad also, you know, when he opens for me or he opens for Bert gets a bunch of just dudes at a show. A bunch of guys that look like him and beards. He comes to my shows, I get guys that are in the heavy metal, like I wear Iron Maiden shirts. So he's not getting anyone he opens for. There's never any girls in the audience.
Really?
Lady, except for Chris D'Elia, which he's like, I'll do it for free. You don't have to pay me to open for you.
It's true. It's unbelievable.
Really?
These girls will do anything
Will they
to get to
bang
him.
you just to maybe get close to him?
They never worked with D'Elia, but the story I'm about to tell you, these two girls, the only two girls I've ever seen.
You know we're out of time. No, tell the story. Hurry up.
These two hot chicks. First hot.
Wait, first of all, with D'Elia, they'll be like, all these girls we wait, and D'Elia doesn't go out. He doesn't sell any stuff. So these
You
girls
don't sell anything?
No.
so
Here's the thing, like when Elvis, like any band, like they're not gonna fuck Robert Plant, but they might fuck the roadie because they think they can get to Robert Plant through you.
So when these girls are hanging out after Chris's show and Chad's selling stuff, is Chris going to go to the bar next door? And Chad's like, yeah, I think he is.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go over
Well,
there.
he's not.
And he's not. So then
course he's
Chad
not.
goes over there. Yeah, I don't know. He said he might come by. He had to talk to his agent, but, and then he's hanging with
Like,
him.
where's Chris? I think he's on his way. Let's have another drink.
I think he's in the tip of my cock.
Well, that similar situation happened at with Bert. These two girls wanted to meet Bert, so I was like, yeah, you can meet Bert. Just come and hang out. One girl's hot.
Bert will meet them, right?
Yeah, he will meet them.
But he's an alcoholic, right?
Yeah. So the one chick's a hot. She's 10. The other girl's a 4. She's a bigger woman. And they're like hanging out. They're like, where's Bert? I go, we'll come back to the green room. We'll hang out. And they're back in the green room. Like, I can't believe they're back in the green room with Bert. And they're drinking and having fun. And I looked at the watch. I was like, hey, it's getting late. What do you guys want to do? They're like, bars are closed. I was like, well, come back to my hotel. So I had a nice hotel. We'll talk about that sometime. I get this hotel. We go back. I got drinks. And we start drinking. And
Bert there?
No, Bert's in the hotel, but he went back to his room. So they all climb into bed, and next thing you know, we all
Were you?
yeah, we all
Clothes on?
yeah, well, at first we all started making
What did he
out.
say? What
I
Luke
don't know.
say?
I don't know. But
Did you try? Should I be?
Got a big laugh in the
going.
booth. I don't know what he said. Got a big laugh in the booth.
They started making out with me, both of them, and I'm going, this is crazy. Why am I talking like Mark Normand? So the next thing you know, we're taking off our clothes. The bigger girl starts blowing me,
No way!
and then the hot chick starts blowing me.
No!
Yeah, this is all going down.
I'm really mad because I'm married.
Yeah, and the girl takes off her clothes, and the bigger girl goes, I'm gonna get sick. Hold on, and we're like, what? So it stops everything to a halt. She runs to the bathroom, starts puking. So meanwhile, while she's puking,
Of course, there's always a catch. That's why they're even there because they're so drunk they're puking.
so I said, okay, I'm gonna try to get in with this hot chick. So we're taking off our clothes, and we're like, and all of a sudden she's like, meanwhile, as I'm doing this, we hear.
Never stopped a guy.
Oh, of course not.
I'm like, my friend, I need someone to hold her hair.
I've made out with girls after they puked on
Yeah,
dates.
you don't
I'm like,
care.
yeah, whatever. No big deal.
So the hot chick goes, I got to go help my friend, like you just said. So she goes in there to help her. They come back out 10 minutes later. She has water coming down her eyes.
Oh, no.
The fat chick
It's
immediately starts blowing me again.
Really?
And the hot
over. I guess she figured she already had puke in her mouth. What's the difference than having a dirty dick in her mouth?
and the hot chick is mad. Like it's like she's like, you didn't brush your teeth. Like what are you doing? And they start arguing.
Oh, my God. Women will ruin anything.
She's like, that's disgusting. I can't get back on that because you just
Oh,
put your puke mouth
'cause
on
you
his
didn't
penis.
gargle.
Yeah, so she's like, you didn't. And she's like, where am I going to wash my mouth out or brush my teeth? And she's like, I just can't. But that's disgusting.
So then I start trying to make out with the hot chick. She's like, no. She's like, why did you do that? So they're arguing, they're bickering. I'm trying to calm everyone down. She's like, fuck you, no, fuck you. And she goes, I'm getting an Uber, I'm going home. And I'm like, all right. I was like, she's going home, and I go, you want to stick around? She's like, no, I'm going home. Fuck you. And it was a disaster. Everything ruined because
Everything gets ruined.
Yeah.
That's why the girls are good until a point when they're
I
drinking.
usually say they're fun for an hour. You got that 1 hour window. You better get them out.
But when they're
yeah.
drunk, you gotta.
You can't be a long commute on the way home from the club.
Never,
if it's like
never.
40 minutes, you're done.
Never.
There's no way.
Yeah.
They can't,
No, but I'm saying when they're drunk, you got to get them at the peak of their
Yeah.
drunk. Because once they start getting sick and,
they didn't eat all day.
yeah.
So then now they want to get something to eat. They can't
Wow.
handle their alcohol.
That was, well, you still, well,
we still got it, though. You
got
know?
the stat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and when, yeah, and then you just jerked it when they were live.
I jerked off when they left. I didn't care. I woke up.
You get pictures?
No, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't bring up the phone.
That's why I was
I texted Bert. I go, dude, I just got a threesome. And he just wrote back. He's like, fuck my life.
Bert's Bert's even mad, even though he sold out 6 shows at Houston. Just goes to show.
Well, he's mad because he's like, yeah, I'm married. I'm
Faithful.
happily married, but like,
Yeah,
if
but
I
you
was
tell
single-
him. But when you gave him the details, he's probably like, "Oh, it sounds like."
Oh, yeah. He took me out to lunch and he wanted to know all the
Yeah,
details.
but it's a nightmare.
Yeah.
First, when I lost my virginity, the girl was we were
Sarah Silverman.
No, I didn't lose my virginity to her. She lost her virginity to me. It doesn't usually. It's not the same night, Bert, unless it's your high school sweetheart. You're from Ohio, so that's you guys probably all lose it together, right?
Kevin Brennan, everyone.
Anyway, the fuck is this guy? A lot of weird dudes walking in today. Today's a big announcement day. No, when I was
big announcement. I don't know if you know is Lenny is joining.
Lenny is joining Burning Bridges. Lenny Marcus and Kevin Brennan is reunited.
Together. They took a little time off. They worked out the differences.
I want to do a show with him where we can raise money. Like it'd be like a reunion thing. But he won't do it. You know he won't do it. I'll be like, what's my percentage?
Hey, Axel and Slash got back together.
Yeah, but they were a bigger draw.
Oh.
No, so when I lost my virginity, the girl was, I was super drunk, and then so I was making out, and then I didn't know I was going to lose my virginity, but I was making out. I puked. I said, "Excuse me," I had to go to the bathroom, puked, and like you can hear someone puking because the room was next. The bathroom was right next. It was a little apartment, Anyway, so I come back, and there's kissing her. And she goes, "Did you just puke?" I go, "Yeah." And she still had sex with me anyway.
She did.
So she was a total whore, and God bless her. Georgie Beckett. Georgie Beckett, what a great gal. No, because you gotta because it's so easy for her to go no, because your breath is disgusting. She I puked, my breath's got to stink, but she's like, no, she's a trooper.
She didn't care.
I guess she didn't care, but we were so drunk,
Right, yeah.
I remember even driving home that night. Like I think we went to New Jersey because it was 18 in Jersey to get drunk.
Right.
Pennsylvania is 21. But even when I was driving, I'm like, wow, I'm super drunk. When you're like super drunk and you're still driving. Back then everybody was super drunk.
Yeah, they didn't care.
You're like, I'm super drunk and I'm driving, but you just make it home and then nobody died and I lost my virginity. So, and then you get a good story. It's not as good as Bert's story. I mean Chad's story. Anyway, I got to do another show, so I'm already not even paying attention to who's here. Anyway, you guys want to plug something for like 3 weeks from today?
Luke, you want to plug anything?
Luke, what do you got to plug? What do you got coming up?
Anything coming up?
Yeah.
What?
Luke, how was your summer?
How was your summer? How was your party yesterday?
Good.
Yeah, we're doing a party, a bouncy house. You had a kid's magician.
For his birthday?
Yeah.
You guys had the same birthday. Oh, my God.
Crazy.
I dated some girl who had the same birthday because I thought it was like a sign that I was supposed to be with her. I mean, because how do you know if you're right with the right person? What other ways whatever things could you match with,
Both like anal.
Your son's here. Oh, my God. If I said that in front of my son and my wife, she'd be like, oh, my God. She would call the authorities.
Well, maybe that's why I'm not married.
So I
got my podcast, Comedy Metal Midgets. It's up on Riotcast every week.
That's what it's called?
It's called Comedy Metal Midgets.
You don't talk about metal every.
No, not really. I just
talk about whatever.
Yeah.
And your fans say fans give you suggestions, things you should be mad about, right?
Yeah, they send in they send in like Facebook posts and vanity plates and stuff like that.
And they really get mad if you have like guests on.
Yeah, they'd rather not. They'd rather not have a guest on.
When you tape it, or do you stop it when you're taping and you finish a thought? Do you stop it or?
No, I just riff. I just go.
You never stop. You never hit pause or.
No, unless I never hit pause.
You sometimes go like, that was a real dud.
Sometimes I look through the stuff. I say, all right, I could probably comment on this. I get like 10 or 12 of them, and I just go off and just see where it goes.
I can't even imagine.
The thing about Jim is once he posts it, he never listens to it. He never reads the comments. He doesn't give a shit.
No, I don't care. No, I never do. I never listen to it. I just
you never have?
No, I don't think so. I don't know. I haven't. Unless
you don't have to answer the question if you don't want. But what do you put behind the paywall?
Like me and Luke did a Q&A because Luke's been on my podcast a few times. We did a Q&A, and I'll put some extra like live podcasts I've done on stage. I'll put them back there, and a couple little, the ones that me, you, and Vinny Brand did from the Jazz Factory. I put them back
co-host.
there.
And
the paywall is working, or it's working okay.
According to the check I got from Riotcast, it's not
monthly
working.
Or a quarterly?
Oh, I know. It's like a quarterly thing. It's all right, but it's got to build, so we'll see. I don't care. You know what? Because people.
You're saying it's not working, right?
It takes a little time. It's taking some time.
Who said
I got
that?
I got people subscribed to. People are paying the.
Who said it
paywall.
takes time? Them?
I do.
Management.
But anyway, I got people coming to my comedy shows. That's the main.
Yeah, that's the thing. But it's like my whole thing was I had so many fights and people act. I'm difficult to deal with anyway. But I'm not really difficult like it is a bit of a character, but like off stage, I just go like if it don't make sense, it don't make sense, you know. And it's like and people who told me like it's not a good fucking it's not good family planning, you know what I mean? Because
if I had to split it with 4 or 5 other people like you were gonna, I wouldn't have done
my show was new, and we didn't have the listenership that you had. Probably
I've been doing it since 2011.
So we didn't have the numbers because you automatically lose about 99% of your, like people said it's like 1%, 2% retention. So if I knew what my numbers were, I didn't know what my numbers were, but now looking back, the numbers would have been atrocious. Divided by Riotcast takes their cut, and then I got to divide with Lenny.
And the company takes a cut too. You know, the company that hosts it, that puts it behind.
Yeah,
the
so I'm talking about like $50 a month or some shit.
Maybe. If you're lucky, $50 a month.
I feel so much better.
Yeah.
I feel like, the thing is, like, I'm a genius, except everybody, like, I tell my wife, I go, I'm always right. People just don't like it. They don't like the way I present my position. You know what I mean? Like, after the fact, they go, oh, he was right. But, like, they don't like my attitude, or they don't like the way, like, even now, you're probably, you know what I mean? But to hear you say it, and to hear Bobby Kelly in front of me going, like, yeah, the paywall's not a great strategy. Like, I fought the paywall for, like, fucking... because Lenny was like, because Lenny would have lunch, and they would have lunch like a couple of fucking every Tuesday, and then Bobby would go like, yeah, Lenny, here's what we're gonna do, and Lenny would go, okay, Bobby, like a fucking lapdog, like, okay, Bobby's been, but Lenny would go, Bobby's been very good to me. I go, what has he done? You've never had a job in show business. What, he recommended you to Esty? That's it? Lenny's never had a job. He's never had a gig, never had a writing job. Bobby Kelly never fucking hired him. Bobby Kelly's been good to him. What, he pays for your tea, you
I'll be at the Buffalo Helium with Bobby Kelly the 15th and the 16th.
Bobby Kelly, for real?
Yeah, I swear to God.
That makes me furious, but good segue. Nonetheless, good segue.
September 15th and 16th, 4
For
shows.
real?
Yeah, Buffalo Helium.
All right, well, don't have a threesome with him because he's very greedy when it comes to eating, so he won't let you at that lady. Bobby Kelly doesn't cheat on his wife, I'm sure.
Now, Luke, you got one more thing to say? You put your hand up.
That's why I call you Angry Kevin. You just got angry.
No, you know why, Luke? It's called I got to finish the goddamn show. So I don't want to finish the show flat, so I got a little agitated.
Luke,
Plus, I have a couple of sore spots.
Know why? Because you don't give a shit. That's
All right, we're going to close on that. The great Luke Florentine nailed it. I don't give a shit. Thanks to Chad. Thanks to his dad, Jim Florentine. I'm Kevin Brennan. Make America great again.
Kevin Brennan. Kevin Brennan is like F is for family. He's the dad, and F is for family, which is Bill Burr's voice.
Yeah, I've never seen that show.
It's great. He's the cranky dad that comes home and yells at his kids.
Is it free on Netflix?
Yeah, it's free.
I'll watch it.
KevinBrennan.com.
KevinBrennanComedian.com. Go to my website. Go to my Twitter. Kevin Brennan Twitter 666. Kevin Brennan 666.